You're listening.
Holy fucking shit. The Washington Capitals actually beat the Penguins.
Thanks.
I see it, and I still can't believe it. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Hockey Happy Hour. We are live from the BMW Atlantic City Studios here in Mount Ephraim, New Jersey. I am Matt Tsutsuti. This is Michael. I am a huge Penguin-loving Clankoff. And right on over there is the Darkwing Brian Daly, who loves his ducks. And we are here on A2DRadio.com, brought to you by the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. And you can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com.
Yeah. It's hard to call myself a loser. But it's the first
I'll
time
help
in
you, loser.
2.5 years that I had to say it. So
First time for everything.
Yeah, first time for everything. Got to get used to it.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while. I don't
Don't
like
worry.
it.
Hey,
I don't like
hey,
it.
listen. First step is admitting it,
Listen, now,
and then we're here to help you.
now I know
we're
what it's
here
like
to
to
help
be
you
a
on your
Flyers
path to
fan,
recovery.
I guess, right?
Real funny. Real funny. I don't know, man. I don't know. It seems like he's taking it a little bit more harder than I am right now. Just saying. Like, I mean, when the Flyers got beat, I kind of half expected it. But, you know, it seems like you're not taking it as well as you should right now.
No,
I feel like you're being a little unsportsmanlike right now. You know, just saying.
How many times did I say throughout the show that I said I didn't see it in this team anyway?
Oh,
So I'd rather lose now
I don't know.
than lose in the next round anyway, because we would have got pummeled by Tampa Bay. So what's the difference?
I think you would have preferred to get pummeled by Tampa Bay, though, as compared to Washington. I mean,
Yeah, but
Washington is kind of your biggest rival.
But the thing is, though, we would have had a dramatic game 6 win, and then a game 7 in Washington to have to win also, and then for all that just to lose to Tampa. I mean, I'd rather just lose now.
Well, now you know what Washington would have felt like, because that's pretty much what's going to happen to them in the next round.
That's
so,
fine. That's
with
fine.
that being said,
let them act like they just. Oh, and by the way, the Jets just scored a goal, going up 4-1 here.
oh man, I was really hoping Nashville would make a game out of this. They're really going to shit themselves right out of the playoffs. Oh well, it is what it is.
Sucks for them.
Western Conference Final, here they come. It's looking like it's going to be the Jets and good old Vegas Golden Knights.
Who said it? This guy.
Oh, wow. Wonderful. Wonderful. We'll just roll the fucking red carpet out next time you
Hey.
come onto the goddamn show.
Go ahead.
Jesus. Anyway, just
Good
because
thing I don't have a red carpet.
Yeah, right.
you got
Too bad this one is it.
we might have a brown one, you know, for the color of shit, possibly, maybe. I don't know. But do we have one for that one there, Brian?
I'm sure we can come up with one.
We can get one.
Ask Brian's
All right, okay.
underwear.
So Tom Arnone is here in the
Hey, actually,
studio.
my
with
underwear's
us. I'm
black
pretty sure
anyway.
he said he can get one, so we're good.
They're the best color underwear to get, so you can't ever see the shit stains. So.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. I mean, hell, you got the piss cover. You got the piss color already, so you
Good,
know
man.
what? It's good.
My urine looks good. It's all right.
All right then.
Not too dehydrated.
No, actually, it looks like you're hydrated. So there you go. You're in good spirits. All right. So with that being said, the Pittsburgh Penguins are officially out. There will be no three-peat, so the New York Islanders can
Shame.
breathe a sigh of relief. Their fan base won't
Not
have to
really.
get all pissed off
Once
at the
Johnny
Penguins.
once Johnny T leaves this year, though. I mean,
Well, I mean, let's be honest. The Islanders fans, I'm surprised they haven't jumped off a bridge at this point in time with the way their organization
the
has
Brooklyn
just
one, right?
absolutely flopped since those 4 Stanley Cups. But with that all being said, the Washington Capitals are in the Eastern Conference Finals. They will be facing Tampa Bay Lightning. That starts tomorrow. And the poll question that we have is, can the Washington Capitals get out of the Eastern Conference Finals? Yes or no? And I'm not going to lie, no. That's not happening. And I know everybody's going to say, oh, of course, Flyers fans going to dog the Capitals. No. Take the blinders off for a quick second. I know Alexander Ovechkin just gave you guys the greatest succulent blowjob you could possibly imagine by beating the Pittsburgh Penguins. But let's pull it back for a quick second. The Capitals put so much effort into beating the Pittsburgh Penguins. They're fucked going against Tampa.
That's one of the things that I wanted to bring up for today's show is just that how bad, like not saying how bad because they're not bad because they still have all the stars and everything, but it's just the fact that the Penguins this year, their defense was not that good. And, our offense, obviously, when your defense sucks, there is no offense to contribute to that. The Capitals, it's not like they played very strong games against us. I think, what was their most dominating game? Game 2 when they beat us 4-1?
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, I would say that was probably their most dominating game, but anything else, I would say every game was close. I mean, the 6-3 game was a close game, except 2 of the goals were empty netters. So, in all reality, that's a 4-3 game that the Penguins lost.
Yeah, I mean, they were all very close games. There was no real blowouts. I mean, Pitt, they won Game 3, and that was a very close game that ended, I believe, a minute before the third was going to end or something like that when Ovechkin scored that goal.
Yeah, that's
and then on top of that, this was the only game that went to overtime. And by all chances, really, it was just a defensive breakdown from Pittsburgh that allowed that to happen.
As it was. But you know what, though? We put ourselves in a bad situation when Murray let up a very weak goal on the short side towards, I believe it was the end of the first period. It was just very bad goal for him to let up and to know that was the only goal that separated the game from a win and a loss, and then eventually, obviously, the overtime goal. But those are shots you have to save. So
no, I mean you're right. It is a situation where this is a game that you have to.
Yeah.
You have to hit that. You have to hit that home run, or in other words, you're going to wind up losing. And they lost. Simple as that. They lost.
And like I said, I mean, this was probably, I'm sure my mom could even vouch for me here. This has been the most, self-controlled I've been throughout the playoffs. I mean, like I said, I didn't feel the same way going into the season as I did last year after winning the first Stanley Cup, and then once we won that second one. But then we got to this year, and I was just like, this is a different year. This is a different team. It's not the same team. The defense is different. Everything is different. Fleury's not there backing up Murray or vice versa,
No.
But the thing – go ahead.
Well, no,
because I lost my train of thought.
You did? Okay.
Yeah.
But the other major thing that did kill the Penguins in the long run was it was the first time really their defense got exposed.
Yeah.
And it did hurt. And here's the thing though, when you're playing a team like the Flyers who have a shaky defense at best in their own right and a very young defense that still needs to learn a lot, your mistakes can get covered up.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're facing a team like Washington that has a better defense, not saying better as in better than the Penguins, I'm saying as in a more seasoned defensive core, those errors in judgment or those lapses or those holes that are in the defensive side of things will show then, especially with the offense that Washington has.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
And that's what really killed a lot of what Pittsburgh was trying to do was they did have some defensive leakiness that they were not fixing as the series went along.
And that's a big thing. I mean, I don't know off the bat. I know Chad Ruhwedel is 29. I don't know if Letang beats him in the age there, but if not, then it's between Chris Letang and Chad Ruhwedel were our oldest defensemen in this series for the Penguins. I mean, like I said, Chad Ruhwedel is 29. I don't know what Chris Letang is, but either way, Chris being that Chris Letang was our oldest defenseman, didn't really help because he's not that defensive defenseman. He's that I'm going after the puck if I have a chance defenseman.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of backfired a lot on us because we don't have that. Our best defensive defenseman is Ole Mata. And then next to that is Jamie Oleksiak. Other than that, I would say all of our defensemen are, they want to play the puck. Justin Schultz, Brian Dumoulin, and Chris Letang. They're all guys that, if they have a chance at getting the puck, they're going after it and they're going to take a shot. They're going to go into the play. They're not going to stay back and play defense.
Ooh, Paul
Statsny.
Statsny. Paul Statsny had that fourth goal, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up?
What's up?
Nah,
What's up, man?
Hey, we got a lot of comments rolling in on the Facebook here.
Yeah, I got some. I'll read off what I got, and you read off whatever
Yeah.
I didn't get. Tom Arnaud chiming in, referring to our poll question: can the Washington Capitals get out of the Eastern Conference Final? He says he absolutely can. And our favorite Canadian, James Wilder, chiming in: seats are emptying in Nashville. Bandwagon is unloading. Congrats, James, on the huge win and advance to the Western Conference Final.
Hey, it's
barring
not
a
over
miracle.
Yeah. There's still 7 minutes left.
And then the bromance goes off. And his prediction for the Stanley Cup Final: Washington versus Winnipeg.
Wow, so he thinks Washington will get out of the third round. So he's taking the other side of it, that this will motivate Washington to get out.
I mean, yeah, in all reality, they are the underdog. So, I mean, that could come back to haunt Tampa Bay. So
It can, but I don't know.
It worked in
Tampa-
Philly.
yeah.
It did. I mean, but
But were they really the true underdog? To be honest, I mean,
No,
going in
true
there,
underdog,
I thought
no.
they were the all-around better team. The only question mark was with Foles, but obviously he proved himself.
Yeah.
So
I mean, here's the thing. I think the truth is that with Washington, and I still say this a million times over, I think Washington, people could say it's their year. People could say this. People could say a lot of things about this. But my biggest issue with Washington is, are you going to be able to handle Tampa Bay? That's the big question that you got to ask, because let's be honest, this is the first time you're facing a team that is either not really young, has a struggling defense. You're facing a team that's pretty much been solid throughout almost all the playoffs. They crushed New Jersey. New Jersey really, they did what they could, but they were overmatched. They crushed Boston, and that was surprising considering the fact that Boston,
4-1.
They destroyed Boston. Boston only won one game. Yep. So it's just like that's the only team that they had to be afraid of in their portion of the Eastern Conference. Now they're in the third round.
This is where this game could get very interesting. You're under 3 minutes to go, basically running a 6-on-5, basically a power play.
Mm-hmm.
Nashville pulls the goalie.
Yeah, but if this could also
couple goals here could
Just
really make this interesting.
It could,
definitely.
but we'll see if Nashville's got what it takes to do it.
Yeah, a lot more comments coming in from before. Michael Chromiak comes in. Maybe the Caps time, fellas. I know who didn't. The Penguins. Thanks, Chrome. I appreciate it. But, he goes on to say Vegas is winning it all.
Wow.
John Malmos, I hope I'm saying that right. Phantoms 5 overtime win with Lion 94 saves. And Mike Parker coming in saying, I saw that, John, longest game ever. By the way, I have to say that's phenomenal.
That is phenomenal. 94 saves.
And it's the fact that it was a 2-1 game, too.
In an 8-period game.
Yeah.
That's 2.5 games.
Absolutely insane. And there it is. That's
the
icing
winner.
on
That's
the
icing
cake
on the
right
cake.
there.
You're right, James. There won't be a couple goals there.
So the Winnipeg Jets are looking like they are on their way.
Yeah.
Yes,
to
Nashville doesn't
the
win.
Western
Boom.
Conference Finals to
like
meet.
President's Trophy curse, baby. I'm telling you, it's a thing.
Oh, no, it's a thing.
It's a thing.
You don't have to remind this crew here.
That's
We
right,
know.
James. Shut it down.
We've seen it all the time.
Mark Scheifele. Love it. I love him.
Danny Danko comes in with a comment saying, who do you have, Vegas or Winnipeg?
Winnipeg.
I'm going to say Winnipeg.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to say.
I'd like to
I'm
keep
really-
rolling with what I said before, but I can't remember if this is where I switched my path between going away with Vegas.
Here's the thing.
I've been on the Vegas train the whole time.
Knights-
I mean,
Celebrate, James. Celebrate that huge win, man.
The Knights, to their credit, they are they're 8 wins away. They are 8 wins away from doing something that has never been done. Being a first ever franchise. You are not a relocated team. And I'm sorry for any Colorado fans that might be out there, but no. You don't fucking count. You were the Quebec Nordiques. You just changed your fucking name and colors, and you moved to Denver, and you won a cup. It just happened to fall into place for you after you got Patrick Waugh. You don't count. This is the first time ever that an expansion team in their very first year of existence can go out and win a championship. No one's ever done it. No one's ever done it.
Nope.
They're 8 wins away from doing that. even if they don't walk out of this Western Conference final with the win, that alone is right there, just like, wow, amazing.
Yeah.
Just unfreaking believable. Who would have thought that this expansion team, born out of just guys that were left unprotected by other teams, would manage to not only win a division, but to go all the way?
Yeah.
You know?
It goes to show you that they didn't go for the best players, and that's fine. They took a couple really good players, and then they filled the other spots with role players.
Yeah.
And that's
Oh,
what they
there's
did.
no
And they took good defensemen. That's all they need. And their big star, yeah, a lot of people say James Neal. No, not James Neal. Marc-Andre Fleury. And he's a guy that has a ton of experience. Yeah, you have 2 cups without him. Stop it. Or, I'm
3.
sorry. You have
3.
3 with him.
09, 16, 17.
No wonder why you're sad. Back to the comments.
Oh,
You don't
man.
understand.
You don't understand.
Lots
It's
of,
so
lots
hard
and lots
to
of comments
lose
here.
after winning 3 cups. Life fucking
I'm so
sucks.
happy for James, though.
I'm happy
I'm
for James,
very
too.
happy for James.
Benjamin Molosky chiming in. At least Fisher gets to go home to his wife.
Yes, that I couldn't wait to get to that comment.
So what, is he going to retire again?
That's a very good question.
Is he going to pull a Brett Favre? I'm going to retire.
yeah,
2 months,
but then I'm
or
coming back, you
a
know.
month and a half left in the season. Nah, I'm going to come back since Nashville's in a playoff potential.
Do you see him going to a to another team? Just like, fuck it, I don't feel like being on Nashville anymore. I'm going to go to another team. I'm going to go to Pittsburgh. Yeah.
We'll take him. Not
David
really. We have 4
Raska.
centers on our team that are solid.
David. I shake my head at you, my friend. Vegas versus Washington in the Stanley Cup Finals. Why are you rooting for Vegas? Why?
Is this the infamous David Ross?
This David Raska, yes. It's our secondary residential Anaheim Ducks fan next to me.
Did you say secondary? Don't you mean like big time primary Ducks fan?
No, that's me. He shadows me.
So I was right.
When I'm gone, listen, I'm training him.
Oh, you're
So
training him.
When I'm
He's your
done, when I move on to, the heavens above, he's still here to take over.
Oh god, that's great.
He's my Padawan learner. I'm the
okay.
Jedi Master.
Okay, so Honda Center is the
Don't
temple.
fuck with the Jedi Master.
But wait a minute. So the Honda Center is the Jedi temple.
Yes.
So are you Yoda? Are you Obi-Wan? Who are you?
I
I really need to know
actually,
this.
you know what? I see
It
myself
determines
as
everything here.
It
does.
Yeah, it really
does.
fucking does.
Mace Windu, because why? He's a badass.
Mace Windu.
He's a badass. It's a shame he dies. I'm not going to die. But when I do, David Rossick is going to take over as a residential Ducks fan here.
So what it's going to be? Is it going to be no? What would happen is your demise is going to come.
You hear that, Dave?
No.
Your time's coming.
No, but to make this correlate with the series,
Wow.
your demise will happen in the form of a guy who you thought was a Ducks fan, and turns out he was a Sharks fan in disguise this whole time, and then cuts off your hand and throws you out the window.
So he's the emperor,
Yes.
is what you're saying.
Yes,
I
basically.
should be weary.
Yeah.
All right.
Should be very weird.
Okay.
Yeah. So keep a cautious
The
eye
force
out.
is strong with that one.
Yeah.
Scott, dude, I'm sorry. I'm not even going to even attempt your name. In Pittsburgh, we gave the boys a standing ovation when they lost. Well-deserved. They just won 32 consecutive, well, it's actually 33 consecutive playoff series. So, yes, they deserve the standing ovation after they lost.
Well, I mean,
Well-deserved.
absolutely. They went undefeated for 2 straight seasons.
What
Look
is-
at people going with Vegas.
You said
Your boy-
32 series? Jesus, I wish it was
33.
series. That would be like 7 Stanley Cups. I mean, I'll take that.
Hold on, time out.
It would be
4.
9.
Actually-
we won 9 straight series.
Actually, funny enough,
Wow,
though,
I was way off. Maybe
I-
it was like 32 games.
Mike Sullivan is 9-1 with us.
33.
yeah,
playoffs.
because the only team besides
16. Oh, yeah, I was counting wins. My bad, not series.
Yeah.
It's 16. It'd be 32 consecutive playoff wins plus the, how many they win this series?
They won 2 against.
2 plus 6. So it'd be 38 playoff
38,
wins
yeah.
in the last 3 years.
That's pretty
That's
solid.
fucking sick. That's.
I mean, yeah. But with that being said, though, the Empire has been dethroned, though. That's the important thing, is that the evil Empire has fallen. It has fallen.
Yes.
The Rebel Alliance, which is not the Washington Capitals, I'm still going to say it's the Flyers. They helped it. They helped it. They died fighting. But then Washington came in and picked the bones. That's
Yeah.
what I will say. I
Another
will say that.
comment. Kyle Meager says, F Nashville.
Yes, Kyle.
Well,
yes,
Nashville's
I agree
gone.
with you.
They're gone.
Yes.
They are gone.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
Benjamin Molosky, Metro considered hardest division, but this year was fairly weak in comparison. Nah, I still think it's the toughest.
It was competitive in its way because everybody was very close in the points towards the end.
I will say
would
this,
say.
though. It was very competitive for Washington because Washington wound up having to,
Deal with Columbus, New Jersey, the Flyers, the
Yeah.
Penguins.
Yeah, I
New
mean,
York, who decided to quit when they were 2 points out of the
even
playoff
though
spot.
if they had tried, they probably could have made a playoff
yeah, but you know
spot.
what? Rangers kind of fun.
I mean, I'll give the
We
Rangers.
talked about
I'm
this last week.
confused about that. It just bothers me to know that my team was what? Okay, at that point they were 4 or 6 points, whatever it was, out of the playoffs, and they're like, you know what? We're just gonna tank.
Yeah, fuck it. Who
You know
cares?
what? Let's
Yeah.
just end our
Hey.
season. They did what they wanted to do. Okay, they ended
They
in
did
the
all
bottom
right.
of the Metro.
When you purposely missed the playoffs, you did what you fucking wanted
You know what's
to
going to
do.
be nice? And I'm going to read this comment real quick, and then I'm going to say what I was going to say. Ben goes on to say, Nashville built to win now, not going to be the same team come next season.
I agree.
I agree wholeheartedly. I'm so excited that they're out of the playoffs now and that we don't have to hear those stupid goal chants.
What were their goal chances?
Hellebuck, it's
Oh.
all your fault. It's all your fault.
That's lame. That's fucking
I
lame.
hear they're one of the best fan bases, like if you're a visiting player or a visiting fan, like they bring you in, they bring you into the house, like real Southern hospitality. But they are the worst, most annoying fan base in the entire NHL. I'm
That's it.
sorry.
Are you
It
sure?
was
All the
hard
chants-
watching the Stanley
Hold
Cup
on.
Listen,
against them,
Are you
okay?
sure?
You think? How do you think I felt? I lost
hold
to
on,
them.
Hold on. Are you sure that they're the most
We beat
annoying
them,
fan
and I was
base?
like fucking
Hold on.
deteriorated watching them.
Hold on. Whoa. No. Hold on. Are you sure it's Nashville? Because I could swear there's a small, very limited fan base just a little ways up from here that's probably the most annoying, even though there's probably a few pockets of them that exist.
I ain't worried about the Devils.
I am, because
the Devils
I
don't
have
have
to fucking deal with
The
them.
Devils don't have stupid goal chants and make it
Well, they do.
Every
They
time-
do.
They do.
They do.
Every time-
not like that.
Every time they score, they do, you suck. You know.
They also
And that's
still-
fine. But fucking they're down 2-0. They get their first goal and they do their chant. It's like, Hellebuck, you suck, or
Yeah.
whatever the fucking chant
So
is.
yeah, it's all your fault.
And it's just I'm like, you're still losing.
yeah.
You've scored
It's
one
still
goal.
4-1. Like, okay.
You've scored one. Just shut up until you take the lead.
Yeah.
Like, I get it.
Your
it's to get in
chant
the players'
doesn't
head.
matter.
Your chant doesn't matter right now until you get a lead. But I get it. It's to get into the goalie's head, but it's so annoying. So annoying.
No doubt.
Anyway, had to get that out. I feel so much better now. James Wilder chiming in, not just a championship, the hardest championship in sports. Goes on to say grueling.
It is grueling.
Very grueling.
Very, very
The hardest
grueling.
championship to win, especially the hardest championship to win back to back. While we're at it, Chrome, they've already made history going this far in an expansion year. Would love to see Vegas close it out. Fuck you, Chrome. I love you. I love you to death, bro. I love you to death.
He's really getting to us today.
I love you, but fuck Vegas.
Listen, Chrome, I'm just going to give you a little background here. The Vegas Golden Knights
Or the
are
little
what the
Penguins.
New Jersey
Oh.
Devils are to me, and what the Washington Capitals are to him.
Think about who I like.
Just saying.
Think
Just
about who I like.
saying. That's
It's not
pretty
personal.
much
Yeah, but
that's
what it
different,
is.
though.
Hold on,
because
time out. It's not personal, Chrome. It's just business.
I'm rooting for the Golden Knights at this point.
Yeah, but they're not a rival, so it doesn't
No.
matter for you.
No.
Joseph Singer wants to know who was the first expansion team to win.
Flyers.
Oh,
What, a
yeah,
Stanley
they were the
Cup?
very first expansion team to win a Stanley Cup.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. But I wasn't
74,
sure.
yeah.
I wanted to throw it to you specifically because you're the history guy here.
Yeah. But
Chrome-
that's an easy one.
Chrome goes on to say they had the perfect approach to handling the expansion draft and free agency. I
That-
agree.
that is true.
I agree to
Yeah.
that
Wholeheartedly.
wholeheartedly. Ryan Kumi? I'm gonna assume it's Kumi because my other attempt is not gonna sound good. Rigged. What's rigged, bro? Fill us in so we can talk about it. Let's talk it out.
Is it the draft or the expansion draft?
My Padawan learner chiming in with Florida Panthers should have won back-to-back Stanley Cups in 95-96 and 96-97. Probably not.
Florida
But
Panthers?
they didn't.
Okay, well, the Florida Panthers, they have one good year. And let's call it what it is. That was John Van Beesbrook. That was nothing to do with the team. Van Beesbrook was having a phenomenal year. They really should not have gotten out of the second round against the Flyers. They just managed to do it. Shouldn't have gotten out of the Eastern Conference Finals against the Penguins.
He goes on to say, I am from Anaheim. I've been a Ducks fan since I was born in Anaheim in 91. And he goes on to say, I've actually been a Ducks fan since I was born in 93.
Oh, so he's my age.
So, Dave, it's good to have you, man.
Hey.
Always. Papa Klinkoff.
Yep.
On the Vegas bandwagon, there is love for Kunitz, though.
I'm
Yeah.
with you.
So happy
nothing
for
but
Fleury.
hatred for him. But anyway.
Doug Hill wants to know, did the Malkin jersey guy lose a bet?
No.
No,
Yeah,
he
I
is.
am a Penguins fan.
And yes, we allow him on here.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that he's a Penguins fan, he's
See,
an all right guy.
I wanted to enforce the bet that he would have to wear a Washington Capitals shirt on the show if his team
It
lost.
wasn't gonna happen.
Nah, but you see, the reason why he didn't take that bet was because he had no faith in his team. That's why.
I said that before the series even started. That I said that this
Well,
was a different
actually,
year.
you said that you said that even before the playoffs started.
Yeah.
So you thought you were going to lose to the Flyers.
I didn't have much faith then.
Dude, I don't know how you
I'm
didn't.
being a realist.
No, first off, no,
I didn't see it in this
I gotta
team
be
to go
honest,
that far
dude. I
this
gotta be
year.
honest with you, dude. I'm even more of a realist than that. So it's like, dude, there was no way in hell the Flyers were beating you. I'm gonna say that with full honesty.
Well, you know what?
There was no way we were
They
beating
scared the shit out of us.
you
I
at
could
the
tell you.
very end. But it was like by that
Yeah,
point,
but I mean, considering the series was over after Game 1,
the way you played
they
it,
fought
it
us
sure
pretty
is-
fucking hard, Maddie.
but at the end, it was pretty much we were just rolling over and fucking dying there. At least in the first 3 of the 4 games in that series, it was like, oh, this is pretty much fucking over. And then we just decided to make Game 5 an actual fucking game, and Game 6 along with it. At the end, though, it was too little, too late.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
It's always too little, too late. It's the story of my life.
Yeah.
But anyway, he said, "Ooh."
Hey now,
Ryan Coomey, Ryan, if you knew the answer to the question, why did you ask it? Comments Flyers. Like I don't mean nothing against the question. I just I guess it was a test for us. Ryan goes on to say Vegas getting help like Pens normally get. If that's the case, they've been getting help all year.
yeah.
They've been dominant all year.
That they have.
Hey, David, you don't have to explain nothing to me, brother. I knew exactly what you meant. I
we
know
already
exactly
know.
what you
we
meant.
already got you.
We
David,
know
don't
what you
worry.
meant, and
Dave,
you
we
should
know
be
what-
ashamed of yourself. But anyway.
That is a lie. You do not talk to my Padawan like that. Dave, take him out.
Yeah.
Dave, take him out.
Okay, come all the way here.
Come on, you can fly. I'll pay for your flight. Get out of here. Take him out. We're done.
No,
It's over.
I have to
Oh
give
my
it more.
God.
Just go right through the screen.
Dave, we're gonna do this. I don't do anything half-assed. We're gonna give it the right incentive. Now you can come and get me.
That was
Oh.
impressive.
That was aggressive. Actually, kind of hurt.
Well, you don't half-ass anything in life. And I figured if Dave's gonna
Shouldn't
come and-
half-ass anything in life.
Yeah,
That's,
so that's why if Dave's
I agree.
gonna come and try and kill me, I might as well give him a real reason. So
Avenge me.
be hilarious if he says no.
Yeah, right? Nah, I'm good.
I'm good over here, man. It's all right. You can kill
That's-
Brian any day of the week.
That's all the comments I got for right now.
All right then. Well,
Keep
No,
them
no,
coming, though. Keep them coming.
nothing on the YouTube. So if you are out there watching on the YouTube, feel free to chime on in. With that being said, though, let's get rolling on into our. Let's do
Easy
the West.
pretty
I was
fly
good.
for a white guy over there. I see you over there.
I was. I was
He's not
gonna.
even paying attention.
I, didn't pay attention.
I
I
was
was just
good-
reading a new comment that came in.
I was gonna say the Eastern Conference Finals, but why don't we jump over to the other side? Let's do the Western Conference Finals preview. So the Winnipeg
Stop it.
Jets up against. He's just so upset.
It's not
right
even
now.
that. He's doing it in front of all the people that are watching, too, so he's just like,
Well, whomever was watching is now no longer. So you know. Don't
Like-
dab. No, don't dab. Don't. If you switched off in the last minute, I don't blame you. That's fucking atrocious. Don't dab. Don't fucking dab. God, you're not in fucking middle school.
What's up, Doug Hill? If you get a chance to see Vegas in Vegas, go. It's an amazing atmosphere, and I saw them play the Jets in November. There is no way they lose this series. $, I'm going to assume he means he's putting money on it.
Either
Well,
he's
or
putting money
it's a
on
sure
it,
thing.
Or it's a Vegas.
Or it's a sure thing.
Vegas is money.
Vegas,
Vegas is
baby.
money.
Vegas.
Sure thing.
That's what you got to do. With that being said, though, Western Conference Finals. We have on one end the Winnipeg Jets. My bad. That's my bad on that one.
You're fired.
No, I'm not. I can't be fired from the show I started.
Damn it.
The Winnipeg
I
Jets.
tried.
Sure.
That's fair enough.
That's what happens when you sign on
story.
the dotted line. You put that escape clause in there. But anyway, with that being said, though, the Winnipeg Jets, I love how this fans reacted to that one goal. You might think they scored an overtime winner. But anyway, with that being said, the Winnipeg Jets versus the Vegas Golden Knights. On one team, on one side, you got this young team with a chance to finally end a cup drought in the Great White
Canada.
North that has not ended since 1993. It is 24 years old that they have not seen a Stanley Cup in Canada because none of the franchises that have gone to the Cup have won it. And let's run down the list. We have had the Ottawa Senators lost to the Anaheim Ducks. We had the Edmonton Oilers lost to the Carolina Hurricanes. And let's see. Oh, and the
remember that.
Vancouver Canucks, probably the biggest
Boston.
sinner of them
Yes.
all, losing in Game 7 in a series they had won against the Boston Bruins. Oh, and the Vancouver Canucks lost also in 1994 to the New York Rangers. So
And who
there
won
we
the
go.
year before that? In 93?
93, Canadians won.
Right.
94, the Vancouver Canucks lost.
Right. And I said who was the last team to win? It's Montreal.
Yes.
Montreal, yes.
Yeah.
So
As it should be.
Right. The oldest franchise.
You
one
are
of
called the Canadians.
So,
you
so
should be.
yeah, if the world had ended in 2012, like all the conspiracy theorists had thought, then it would have ended on the right note, you would think, because the Canadians were the last team to hold the Stanley Cup of a team based in Canada. So there you go. But that could not happen. That could all change.
It's
It
so
will
fitting.
change,
It's.
you know?
I'm sorry. I'm going to get off topic here real quick, but it
Sure.
is so fitting that Paul Stastny plays for Winnipeg now, considering his family. Was it Winnipeg or was it Quebec?
It was Quebec.
Was it? Never mind. I retract my statement.
I think I understand, man. Teemu Solani played on the Winnipeg Jets. You know, you got that soft spot for it. I get it, man. It's understandable. It's
Yeah,
understandable.
whatever.
I'm here for you. Anyway, so with that being said, all right.
I'm going to go jump off the bridge. I'll be back. I'm going to go
Don't-
for a swim.
Oh, relax. It's not that bad. It's not like the Ducks got eliminated or anything.
Yeah. We're all losers now.
Yeah. Actually,
This
no.
was a couch
That
full of
actually, it's
losers.
kind of true though. And you know what the weird part is? Now that you're full time, we have not had a single person on this show with their team winning a Stanley Cup.
Well,
It has always
today
been a
I have
team-
resigned.
because you realize now that you have no choice. You
I'm
have to.
SOL now.
Okay.
I come on the show and my team loses.
Yep.
I mean, shit.
You know what's funny? I did too. And I really very badly did not want to come on the show. I was like heartbroken. I was like, really? 4 goals in 4 games.
All right.
And he didn't even show
Okay,
up for the series.
Let's get reared back into the shit. Let's get back into the Western
All right,
Conference
if we have
Finals.
to.
If it makes you feel any better, the guys that eliminated you are no longer in it.
It
So there
doesn't
you
make
go.
me feel any better.
Oh, come
4
on.
goals in 4 fucking games.
It should still
That
make
is
you feel.
bad.
Hey,
That's terrible.
I'm
That's like
not-
the worst
hey.
performance in playoff history.
All
It
right.
has to be.
All right, you can only go up from here. So
At
that
least we
being
know
said,
where rock bottom is.
yeah, at least. And if that's your rock bottom, it only gets better.
I'll
so
take
there
it.
you go. I will take that rock bottom any day of the week.
For the people out there listening,
Yeah.
cheer me up. Make me feel better, please.
It could be worse. You know what the rock bottom was for the Flyers being dead fucking last in the Eastern Conference. So you know what? Compared to your rock bottom, I don't think it's as bad as you think. Just saying. It could be Pittsburgh's rock bottom, which was almost getting sold. So you know what? Let's just keep it that way.
He's a troll.
He must be.
Yeah.
Doug, we're not going to fire him. We like him.
I'm here.
He does hold up
Listen.
his end of the bargain. We're just
I'm
kinda,
the reason why people come back. All right.
No,
Yeah, people come back to
actually,
rip on him.
No, let's just call
Exactly.
it what, there is
why
that.
Doug
yeah.
is still in here.
There's that, and also we had to be an equal opportunity employer.
That's what we're here
We
for.
had no choice. He filled out the application. We had to take the interview. It's not my fault. He knew his shit. We had no choice but to hire him. It's a situation.
That's just what happens.
We didn't. He didn't have to fill out an application. We just liked him, so we brought him on. But
yeah,
anyway,
it was weird. We just had a conversation. Like, oh, we do a hockey show. You want to do it? I'm
Yeah,
like,
he was
all
just
right.
walking down the street one day and just
Yeah,
It was
pretty
weird.
much.
It was the
yeah.
damnedest thing.
Literally.
had a
But-
hockey
All right,
stick
so
in hand.
the end of his comment says, "I also wear my mic on the left side of my head, so I fit in better."
I prefer it on my right.
Here we go. Ready?
Thanks, bud. This is why we're a team here.
We are a team.
See,
We are a team. Look
I-
at this on the right side.
See,
How do you
here's
like
the thing. I can't. Because if I do, then I'm teaming up with him. I can't.
that's fine.
Just because
We
of
always need
that? Team
loyalty
unity.
reasons.
It's team unity. We're a
I
team
like
here.
it. That's what we are.
See,
We're a team.
you are in the Western Conference. You can do this shit. I can't because I compete with him every season, so I can have no choice.
So what if I
Doug,
change
we
mine
love,
to
we
my
love
left
having you
now?
chime in, brother.
What?
So
Keep
what if
chiming
I
in.
change mine to my left now?
Well, then that means that you've sided with me, and that's weird.
I will
You
not.
shouldn't do that because then the whole space-time continuum is going to get
Us
fucked.
birds.
Team unity.
I was gonna say fly together, but we don't fly, so we slide together.
You swim.
Swim together.
Swim.
You swim.
Yes.
We swim together.
We swim
Yes,
together.
you guys are the
I like it.
Finding Nemo of the NHL. Just keep on swimming.
Wait, wouldn't that be the Sharks?
Ooh.
Yeah.
'Cause they actually. I'm Bruce.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the
Fish
thing,
are
though. They
friends,
unfortunately
not fish.
they fell out of practice, though. That ducks are friends, not food. But anyway, with
That happens.
it
I can tell you
happened,
what,
though.
listen.
They had a moment.
It's
Yeah.
you know it's,
Moment of
it's-
weakness.
It's okay because the reverse happened a couple years ago when the Penguins actually beat up on a couple of Sharks.
That is true. It
I
did
remember
happen. Yeah. See, they tried to eat the Penguins, but the Penguins said
They
no.
did, and they're like, no.
But anyway,
It's
yeah,
too
Doug,
cold
keep
up
chiming
there.
in and have some fun with us, brother.
All right. So with that being said, though,
You can keep up your end on over there.
so with the Winnipeg Jets, first time since '93 they can end a cup drought if they get out of the Western Conference Finals and get into the Stanley Cup Finals. On the
Night,
other
Doug.
side,
Good night, Doug.
you have the Vegas Golden Knights.
That we do.
And they have a chance to make history in a different fashion. They have a chance to be the first ever expansion team in their very first inaugural season to win a Stanley Cup, not just in the NHL, but in all sports, because it has not happened in all sports. Because even the Montreal Canadiens, in their very first year of existence, the cup wasn't belonging to the NHL. It was a Challenge Cup, and they did not win it in their first year. So they have a chance to
Have a
do
lot of work
this.
to do.
They have
Yeah,
a
you do.
chance to
I
do
just
it.
saw it.
What
Yeah,
happened?
David Roska is chiming in on Facebook Live like the great fan that he is. David Roska saying, Thornton to the Ducks. No.
Would you be able to stomach that?
No.
With Joe Thornton in an Anaheim Ducks jersey?
No. Well, I mean, I could.
I mean, it's
I
got to
love Joe
rank
Thornton.
right
I
up
think
there
he's
with
really
Timo
good, but
Solani being a Shark for a year.
He's 39 years old. Ducks need to get younger, not older.
Yeah.
I mean, but I'm saying this, though.
And Thornton's probably going to retire.
I would have to say this. It has to rank right up there with Solani being a Shark for a year. I mean,
Huh?
honestly, it's got to rank right up there with it. And for those
Getting
out
us
there who
very
are,
sick today.
and I know people are going to fact check it, but yes, it did happen. Timo Solani was a San Jose Shark. It was only for 1 year, though. He had a momentary
was a
lapse
couple
of
years.
judgment, and then he went back to the Anaheim Ducks.
No, he went to Colorado after that. Then he went back
Oh,
to
that's
Anaheim.
right. Then he went to Colorado, and then they
Reunited with
Yeah.
Paul Correa.
Yeah, pretty much.
Reunited.
Dude,
and-
I
I'll
gotta
stop there.
ask on a scale
Feels so good. Sorry.
on a scale from 1 to
I had
10. How did that feel to have Timo Solani come back to those Anaheim Ducks?
Felt good.
It had to feel so good.
Would have felt
man.
better if we got somebody else back.
Eh.
Stupid post-concussion syndrome.
Basically, what he's saying, fuck you, Scott Stevens. Anyway, with that being said, which I concur 100%. Fuck Scott
Wasn't what I was
Stevens.
saying, 'cause
Piece of
I
shit.
Enjoyed
Anyway.
watching Scott Stevens play, but
God, piece of shit. Anyway,
he does need a cup. But you know what? He ain't gonna get it in Anaheim. I'm sorry, Anaheim's gonna retool this year. They're not gonna be a playoff team. I can already see it.
so
But anyway,
Nashville Predators meet your new center. Anyway, with that being said,
if he doesn't retire,
if he doesn't
I think
retire.
he's retiring though.
Next up.
Western Conference Finals.
So, gentlemen, who do you think gets out of the Western Conference Finals and represents the West? Do you still feel – I'm feeling Winnipeg here still, but I'm going to say it's going to be a real rough series.
It is. Realistically, I think Winnipeg is the better team, but I think I'm going to keep galloping with the Knights here. It's little Pittsburgh out there, man. I got to root for those guys. And to see – you know what, man, there would be nothing better for, if the Penguins aren't going to do it. I would love to see Marc-Andre Fleury win his third cup in a row.
Which no goalie has done in quite some time.
No, not at all. And I would absolutely love to see that.
Which actually, if I stand correct, and I could be wrong on this, I believe Billy Smith of the New York Islanders was the last one to do it. So one Islanders record's going to get broken this year, possibly. If not the cup one, then the
Would be
other
nice.
one.
Would be nice. I mean, yeah. They're like I said, they're little Pittsburgh out there. It's just
Just
like,
because they
you
got
know,
Matt Cook and,
No.
Matt Cook.
who's a piece of shit.
Yeah,
But
he is.
anyway.
total piece of shit.
Hey, at least you admit it.
Yeah, he was. He was dirty as fuck. But
And that's why he's not
you
in
know what
Pittsburgh.
though? The one year that Malkin and Crosby were out and Jordan Stahl was our main guy.
Oh, God.
Matt Cook had 20 goals that season.
I mean,
So when he wasn't a head case and actually played fucking hockey, he could play.
yeah, but that was like Matt
So-
Cook. He couldn't stay out of the fucking box.
No.
Anytime. Like, I remember he was like the only guy. He's probably like the most penalized Penguin during his time when he would face the Flyers.
Search your feelings,
Honest to
David. Who's
God.
it going to be?
I might say no to that. I think there might be two other guys that I could put in that frame, and I could say maybe Max Talbot.
Well, yeah, Max
And-
Talbot, yeah.
And for the year that he was
For
there.
both sides,
wait,
by the way,
in the
yes.
year, yeah, in the year that he was there, maybe Steve Downey. Steve Downey was in
Oh,
the box.
God, yeah.
I think he had 200.
I couldn't stand Steve
I
Downey.
couldn't either. He was just there to be an asshole.
Well,
he would
really
take
was.
so many uncalled penalties. and I
That's why
couldn't
when he came
stand
back
it.
to Philly, it made no fucking sense. And then on top of that, he goes to Pittsburgh right after that. It
Well,
was like,
fortunately, when he came back to Philly, he played for were they Lehigh then, or were they up north? Were they Adirondack? But
I
either way,
I think they were Adirondack
he
still.
was on the AHL team for most of the
For
year.
most
so.
of it, he played only a few games with the Flyers, and thank God, because Steve Downey wasn't really all that much to be thrilled with when he was
Nah,
first on the fucking
he
Flyers.
He was nothing special.
No,
I mean, the NHL is working away from the goon.
yeah,
So
pretty
Absolutely.
much.
And I think it's for the better. I mean, we're still going to see fights here and there. We're going to have guys that are
You have
chippy,
to.
and
you have to. It's part of the game.
it's part of the game, absolutely. But, as far as the goon goes, it's over.
It's a
Done.
shame. It's a shame in one way though, because the goon did put asses in the seats in one regard. It was kind of like it's fun to watch a guy who can fuck up somebody actually see somebody try and make a go of it. And I'm like, okay, let's see how far you get. It's just like one of those things. It's just like, watching like a Donald Brashear for me going out and just like, oh, you want to try Brashear? Okay, motherfucker.
weren't-
Let's see what the
you
fuck
weren't.
happens. All right. You're probably going to get your ass kicked, but okay.
Brashear was an animal.
Or Danny Carcillo as well on top
Yeah.
of that. Another piece of shit. But anyway, on top of that too.
He was on a list of, like, most least talented players in
Yeah.
NHL history.
Pretty much.
But anyway.
Who would be that for you? Would it be Paros?
I like George Peros.
Well,
George Peros was a respectable
who would be
player.
the guy that you thought was like your kind of fighter, basically?
No, it was definitely George Peros, but
George
he was
Peros,
a
yeah.
respectable guy.
But I'm not saying he's a piece of shit. I'm just saying he was your fighter.
No, I thought we
Yeah.
were talking about fighters who were pieces of shit.
No.
which is-
I'm talking about like us missing a part of the game though. It just feels good though. Like when you would see George Paris, someone would take a run and just like, okay, we'll see what happens
George
when Paris
Peros,
beats
we
your
had
ass.
Todd Fedoruk.
Fedoruk, yeah, who was also
Um,
on the Flyers too, oddly enough.
He
Uh,
was.
Yeah, for about what
I
was
was
that? I
gonna
think
say
a
even
year.
Chris
arguably.
Pronger.
Yeah.
Chris
for the
Chris
little while that
Pronger
he
would
was there.
go.
Another flyer.
Another Flyer.
And I'm going to name another flyer. I'm going to go back to Max Talbot because that's who it was back then for us and Matt Cook.
for you, yeah. I mean, it does kind of suck though a little bit where you do lose that guy where you're just like, I'm just waiting for him to fuck somebody up.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm not
mean-
saying we have to bring that back. I'm just saying like, you are gonna miss it.
Yeah.
It is kind of sad.
I mean, we had
You
another
know-
another flyer in Aaron Asham when he joined
Aaron
the team
Asham,
for
who was
the-
on
for the
both
year and a
teams,
half.
yes. Piece
Tom
of shit.
Sestito, another
Top piece of shit.
yeah. Georges Larac.
Piece of shit.
Yeah.
I love George Larac.
He's still a piece
He
of
was
shit though.
He was not a piece of shit. He was that one of like 3 guys in the NHL that would drop the gloves with you, bash your face in,
And then-
help you up off the ice, and say
Yeah.
good job.
All right, okay, I'll give him that one. Yeah, I will give him that.
Your nose is broken, but that was a hell of a fight. Good
Yeah.
job.
By the way, I don't mean to have caved in your left eye, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. It's all business, man.
It's
Nothing
all
personal.
business.
Loved watching George
it
Larac.
was a business move.
It was a business venture. I had no choice. My
Peter-
business venture was
wasn't
my
Peter Worrell,
fist.
Peter Worrell was a fighter too, wasn't he? Used to play for Florida.
I think so. I mean,
Beat
Mikey
me.
might not know who I'm talking about.
no, I think you're right though. You also had guys like Derek Bugard for the Minnesota Wild,
Yeah.
Johnson.
who did die way
Yes,
too
I
young,
remember, yeah.
which is
Yes,
half
he
the
did.
reason why I think they started leaning away from the Grinders because of the fact that Derek Bugard did die at a very, very young age.
Yeah, but I
And-
don't know if
Oh,
it's so much from that.
You know who we're missing? And none of us said, and I'm surprised none of us said it. Paul Bissonnetti.
Oh God, Christ,
The
damn!
guy who couldn't find a job because all he does is drop the gloves. That's
Pretty
all he does.
Sean Avery?
Sean, oh God, what a piece of shit.
He
I think
was
he's.
literally
I
a
think
piece
he
of shit.
tops the mountain of the pieces of shit. To be honest with you, when you, I think he waves the flag of
sorry,
shit
but
brown
that was
Right
my
in front of
honestly.
everybody's face.
That was
too.
my
Like,
favorite. that was
seriously.
easily my favorite thing about him.
No,
What,
that
when he did that to
absolutely
Berger?
was.
I
Yeah.
hate like
Didn't he get a penalty for that too, which was complete
No,
bullshit?
he didn't. Actually, they changed the rules overnight to make it a penalty because of
come on, that was fun.
He got away with it, actually. No, because here's the thing, though. Even a guy from the Toronto Sun, when they were going through the most shocking moments in playoff history, he's like, I'm just surprised no one had thought about fucking doing it before. I'm like,
right.
No, you're not right. You're right. If there was no rule against it, why the fuck wouldn't
All right,
you?
listen,
You know?
I'll tell you what. If that's a penalty now, Brad Marchand and his fucking licking, his grossness licking should be a penalty.
Brad Marchand's a piece of shit. But anyway,
Hooking up with other guys.
I think
come
everybody
on.
can agree. Brad Marchand is a big piece of shit. Anyway, so is Zdeno Chara. But, there's that.
Zdeno Chara.
Another guy who pretty much was a fighter through most of his career.
Oh, Michael Chromiak sending us a story. Chrome, what are you doing? Bedtime.
Bedtime.
It's bedtime story. It was great for a fan back when you had ties because you could end up paying a lot of money to go to a game that ends in 0-0 and it still give you something to get excited about or to talk about on the ride home. A couple great fights. Always loved Frank Bialowas. Forgot about him. Frank the Animal.
Yeah.
With the Phantoms. That said, the way the game is now, the age is over. Time to move past the Broad Street Bullies crap. Doesn't win in this league. Couldn't agree more with that last part.
But
of the
I'm
statement.
just saying we don't bring it back. Let's just be a little in mourning of it. Let's send a salute out to some of the pieces of shit that made the game interesting, and also send out to some of the guys that we hold dear to our hearts. Because it's true. Even though I think we could probably count how many goals Donald Brashear scored in one hand. Most of the time, though.
I got another name.
Sure.
Cam Jansen.
Can't.
He was
Another
a duck.
guy. Another guy that Martin Brodeur had more goals than. No, I think that's an actual stat. I think Martin Brodeur has 3 career goals to his name.
Yeah.
I know Ron
Cam
Hextall
Jansen-
has 2 or 3.
He has 3, I believe.
Yeah, I know Brodeur has 3. I think Cam Ward has 1.
Cam Ward does have 1.
He does.
But not many other goalies do.
I think
but
that's
I
it.
do believe that he might actually have more goals than Cam Jansen.
That's great.
It's a possibility.
Oh my
That's
God,
a great
that's
stat, by the
great.
way.
I'm just
That
saying.
is that
It's a
is
great stat.
I saw a
wonderful.
picture like years ago. on
Oh,
that.
Hey, see
God.
that duck? He does
All
hold
right.
his own weight.
You know what? When the offseason rolls around, we got to start talking about fighters more. Just kind of in
Yeah.
mourning, just going through the history of the fighting in the NHL. Just
But-
go through some of our
But
favorites.
what we got to do is get back on track.
Yes,
and
we
talk
do. We
about
got
this
fucking
Western
off track
Conference
again.
Final.
God damn it. All right, back to this.
What else is new?
But it was a good conversation.
So with that being
It's a great
said,
conversation.
all right. So with that all being said, I'm still going to go with the Jets. I will say we will have I'm going to throw out a 6-gamer. I'm not going to say 7.
That's where I was
I will
going.
say a 6er. We will have a 6er. No, not the basketball team. And yes, I'm sorry, Sixers fans. It's not happening this year. Maybe next year. Possibility. With that being said, 6-gamer. And I think we will see the Winnipeg Jets in overtime beat the Las Vegas Golden Knights. And I say OT because this is the perfect series for it. We haven't seen a whole lot of OT. We've seen a little bit of it. We're going to get that one series. It's going to be nothing but overtime. We had the one with, what was it? Was it Boston and Toronto? Oh, no, it was Columbus and Washington. We had that one. But now we're going to see another one. I think it's going to be this one. I think it's going to be this Western Conference Final has the makings for it. We're going to see it because we got Hellebuck on one side. You got Fleury on the other. We got good goaltending. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Before I give my Western Conference prediction, we got Tom Smith chiming in. Hey, what's up, guys? Philly born and raised, but now live in Knoxville. Tom, what's up, man? Nice to have you.
Tom? Good to have you.
Oh, I love that you commented in. Sorry that you live down in Knoxville, but make sure to rub it in a couple people's faces while you're down there. Just saying. Just go, haha, you suck. Haha, you suck. You suck, or whatever damn chant is. Just rub
Meanwhile,
it in their face a
PK
little bit.
Subban's on the screen. I think that's who he was pointing at. Anyway.
Oh, well, I wasn't
I had a lot
specifically
of
pointing
respect
at anybody.
going towards him, going into last season and, back on the good old fantasy dominance now. He's one of my kings of the week. And then he turned into an asshole.
Really is.
I lost
Actually,
a lot of respect for him
I always
throughout the
I always
Penguin
knew he
series.
was an asshole just from the days when he was
Great
a fucking
player,
Canadian.
though.
But
Great
anyway,
player.
Crum, have a good night, brother. You old man.
Oh.
David Roska saying Vegas will be in the Stanley Cup Finals. Winnipeg will host the Cup, says Tom Smith. And I agree with Tom. I think it's going to be Winnipeg, and I think Winnipeg's going to do it in 6. Winnipeg is just the all-around better team. They've shown it all
They
season
are.
long, and
They
they
are.
just beat the quote-unquote best team in the league. If we're looking top to bottom of the roster, they're the best well-rounded team
and
all around.
Which is what I'm saying for this series especially. I mean, I definitely do like Winnipeg more, but my fan vote is going towards Vegas. And I like I said, it's little Pittsburgh out there. I want Vegas, and by the time the season is over, you will be seeing me with a goddamn Fleury jersey on.
It's like
this show.
It's like Los
That's
Angeles.
Vegas
It's
nice.
like the Kings being Little Philadelphia and freaking Tampa
the
Bay being Little New
Rangers,
York
yeah.
and
Which they are. I mean,
Pretty
it's
much, yeah.
basically they should just be titled the New York Rangers, because I think at least 7 or
without
8 of
the
their
red.
players are ex-Rangers.
just without the red part in the blue and the white.
I'm checking out. I'm checking this out.
All right, so while he dives into that, SJM86 chimes in on the YouTube. What's going on, man? He says, fellas, what up? Where's the border?
We had some technical difficulties tonight.
Graphics are
Yeah.
a little janky tonight. SJM86, they'll be back next week, though. They will be fixed next week.
I would have had them fixed earlier, but somebody deleted them. I'm not going to go into names. You know who you are.
Meanwhile, on to the next one. He says, random, I know. Yes, it was, but it's understandable. Next up, my fave fighter, Todd Fedoruk. Had to throw it out there. Hey, you know what? No problem here. Former Flyer. That's all he did was fight.
Forgot.
And he said, can't show Ty Domi love. He was always a douche when the Flyers played the Leafs. So that was his
He
job.
was a douche when he played anybody, bro.
Pretty
Come
much.
on now.
Him
That's
and
what he got paid to do.
And him and Brashear had a rivalry going, too. I think they fought, like, oh, God, they put the number out like 20-something times, 30-something times. They fought a shit ton of times. On almost every team Brashear was on, anytime we play the Leafs, it was pretty much assured Brashear and Domi were going at it. It was, which is great. That's the best part of it. That's the fun part. And by the way, though.
And he'd also go at it with the fans, but,
Yeah.
you know,
Well,
he didn't start it with the fans.
He did not. He did
did
not.
not.
The fans started it with him. It's gonna happen. Just saying. Just saying. When you're trying to piss off a grinder or a fighter in the NHL, don't be surprised when you get your ass beat.
Don't get a little
Yeah.
pissy because he sprayed a little water on you. It's water, bro.
It's water.
It'll dry.
If anything, it's better
Ask the
for
usher
you.
for a goddamn towel.
It's better fucking for you than beer anyway.
Yeah.
So
By
with
the
that
way-
being said,
I counted 5. I might be wrong. If anybody else wants to fact check me there, but I'm up to 5. 5 Rangers.
5 former Rangers are on
Yeah.
the Tampa Bay Lightning now. Christ.
I'm not fact checking. I'll take your word for it. Tom
I'll
Smith.
take it for it. Yeah.
Tom
still a
Smith
lot.
wants to know: do you think they're going to be? Do you think he's going to trade Rene? And he wants to also know our overall thoughts on Pekka.
Well, I just saw a pretty interesting stat from watching this game live, was that he was pulled 3 times out of this series in 7 games.
He was.
That's pretty bad. I mean, he was pulled, 9 minutes into this game.
I think he's a good goalie. I think he's a very solid goalie.
Great goalie.
But he's definitely on the long end of his
Listen,
career now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what, though? I think if you're Nashville, he's still your goalie.
So
He is definitely your go-to.
He's
You
your
don't have
goalie.
anybody to
There's-
take over yet.
Sorry.
Saros is
not
not
right now.
your
No, he's not
next
a number
man
one.
up. He's
No,
not. He's not a number one.
the
No.
only
I say that because
I mean-
but here's the difference though between Rene and Saros. There's a good 7 inches of difference there.
that is
You
true.
know?
Yeah.
You give him 7? I think he's got a lot more than that.
He
I think
might.
it's like Pekka Rine's like up here,
Rene is
and then
he takes up the whole
he's
net
down here.
compared to Saros, where he's like,
I mean,
it's
Saros is
just-
he's a good backup, but
he's a solid backup.
not a
but
number
there's
one.
No
So-
way. I don't think Nashville parts
so
ways with
Rene-
Rene, and if they do, I'd be very surprised.
until they find a replacement for Rene, he stays in Nashville.
I'm with you.
I agree.
100%.
But moving forward, though, I don't think
David, stop it.
if Rena, if did he say Rena to the Ducks?
Yes, he did.
Yes, put Pecorine.
Knock it
Yes,
off, David.
I love you,
yes,
David.
yes, yes. Rene
Uh,
in a Ducks jersey.
we still have
Make
Gibson
it
under
happen.
contract. We still have Gibson under contract.
Fuck
and we have,
it. Fuck it. Put
Shut up.
What the hell's
And
a
we
Gibby
still have-
anyway?
and
He
we still
hasn't
got
done
Miller
shit.
under
It's
contract
a guitar.
too.
It's Gibson's a guitar. And he,
Damn good guitar, and he's a damn good goalie too.
all right.
Son
So
of a bitch.
with that
Look where
being,
you started, Dave.
and with that, what? He's like your Anakin to your Obi-Wan. This is what's gonna fucking happen.
Oh, but I'm not Obi-Wan.
And we bring it right back to Star Wars. But anyway,
love Star Wars.
with that being said, hey, I love
Mike's
it too.
like, eh.
Eh, take it or leave it.
I
It's like
can't
wrestling,
tell you
dude.
anything about it.
Anyway, with that being said, With that being said, though, I will say this. If Pekka Rinne does wind up leaving the Nashville Predators, I know what team he'll be on. The Florida fucking Panthers. You want to know why? Because that's what they fucking do. They get goalies at the end of their goddamn careers.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say
That's pretty
Rinne
much
then.
what
Because
happens.
they don't have anybody else. It's Roberto Luongo and James Reimer.
Well, that's what happens when you have
if Reimer is even still there.
a team that doesn't bring in a high
Me to the
attendance.
Ducks. Dave, you're lucky I like you, bro.
Yeah, we need to start a petition. A petition that says Pekka Rinne should demand a trade to go to Anaheim in exchange for John Gibson.
I will strangle you on the air. I'm not playing around. If that happens, I'm strangling you on the air.
Oh my God, that'd be great. I could see it now. Rinne in a Ducks jersey leading the charge for Anaheim to get to the postseason and possibly to a Stanley Cup final again.
Oh, man.
All right, so with that being said, all right, back
What did
to
I
what
do
we
to
were
deserve
talking
this?
about. We were done with the Western Conference Finals. I think we were shifting over to the East.
Brian, what was your pick?
Winnipeg in 6.
Winnipeg at 6, and then you said Vegas in
Yeah.
6. All right, so
I mean, San Jose showed vulnerability in Vegas, so
they did.
they've been exposed, and I think Winnipeg could take advantage of it.
Yep.
I don't think I know
And
they will.
next up, the Eastern Conference Finals. We have on one side of the ice the Tampa Bay Lightning, a team that has basically been just butt-fucking the NHL all goddamn year.
Yeah.
Dominated the Atlantic Division. Only got a scare at the very tail end with Boston, and then Boston fizzled out. Ever since then, Tampa's been on a roll, and they are not stopping. They have a chance to possibly add a second one to their collection. Moving on, the team on the other side is the team that beat the Pittsburgh Penguins, ended the Empire's domination over the NHL, and now they have a chance to get back to the Stanley Cup Finals that they have not seen since 1998 when they didn't even register a game win in the series. Had to give a little backhanded compliment there.
He's probably exactly what he's doing, Tom. Tom Arnone chiming in. The Jets are moving on, fam. A2D's Canadian. James Wilder is currently flipping cars.
I
that's
could see
great.
it. That's why he left us.
That's exactly why I left
He's
us.
currently being booked right now in Winnipeg.
Yeah. Mikey did look sad. He does look sad.
Remember when I said I yawned earlier? Yeah.
We know.
We know.
Listen, I was under Tom's armpit after a day of baseball, and I didn't tear up like you were tearing up earlier.
Onions, no.
It's kind of what it smelled like. A little bit of onion, a little oniony.
Oh God. So, was it at least with the skin on it, or was it a peeled
Listen,
onion?
it doesn't matter.
Like the
It doesn't matter.
the-
It smells the same.
Like just the
Chopped.
dicing
We're
of the
talking-
onion
yeah, we're-
currently with the fumes going in, and just like I can't believe the fucking Penguins lost to the goddamn Capitals.
Listen, it happens. That's like I said, it's upsetting. I hate that it happened to them, but
You kept
Like-
saying it too. That's the
I
funny
said
part.
it because I knew it was gonna happen. I mean,
Love it.
I just saw
We're
it
gonna love
happening.
it some
and
more.
at this
We're
point,
gonna love it some more. There you go.
it's
Lots of love for this.
Good, I love it. But going into this series, I mean, I hate the Caps. I don't want the Caps to succeed. I never want them to succeed.
So you're picking
But
Tampa?
another
They have a tall order on their hands right now.
Another
They
thing is
do.
too, Tampa Bay's been in 3 of the last 4 conference finals for the East, by the way. So
They have.
I think this is the year that they get over that hump and go to the Cup.
Is it really a hump though? I mean, it's been a hump in the recent
It is
years.
a hump
but
because they lost to us. They didn't make it last year. It was Ottawa, and
the last time they were in the Stanley Cup Finals, they won, right?
yeah,
or am
but
I
that
wrong?
was-
What, Tampa?
Yeah.
That was
No.
That was 13 years ago.
No,
Yeah, it
no,
was
they
2000
lost.
What, 4?
Who did they lose to?
Chicago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that was the last time the Chicago won.
Yep, because that was the year Kima Timonen won a
Okay.
Stanley Cup with them.
Yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
I remember
I'm
that.
following.
That
I'm on
was
board now.
2010, right? Or a-
No, that was
oh,
not
9.
that year. That was 2013.
13,
I believe
15,
so.
17,
20
whatever. They still lost.
They still lost.
I don't
Okay.
know. I got my
2015. Correction. 2015
Listen,
was the year.
I like Tampa Bay in this series. It's gonna go 7. I think it's gonna be a very tough physical series. Washington's gonna get Tom Wilson back for Game 1 tomorrow night.
So
he's gonna help.
So expect more penalty minutes from Washington.
Probably.
Because
But
he'll
you know what?
probably kill
Not-
somebody in this game and still get away with
Here's the thing. Like, I know he has that physicality, and he's starting to get a reputation for hitting high. He can score too. He's got a pretty filthy wrist shot.
it. He could score, yeah, but he's also a douche. So
He's a douche.
I would
I'm not
never-
disagreeing with that.
I
He's a
won't respect
douche.
Tom Wilson ever.
I don't either, but I'm gonna give him credit where credit's due. Look at Dustin Bufflin
Dude,
manhandling
Two guys.
two guys. That's the second or third time he's done it this series.
Fucking piece of shit. Anyway,
Knock it off.
fucking piece of shit. Anyway,
Buffy.
But yeah, I like Tampa Bay. I like
Piece
Tampa
of
Bay in
shit.
6.
Buffy.
piece of shit. Dustin Bufflin is a piece of
Man,
shit.
he would look even better with a Devils jersey on.
No, don't you put that on me, you motherfucker. Don't you dare do that. No.
Put this evil on me.
All
Pretty
right.
funny, actually.
But I'm going Tampa in 6.
I'm going Tampa in 7.
I am going to say Tampa Bay in 6.
I want to say 5. I really do.
Say 5 then.
I will
Let
say 5.
your
Okay.
hatred
No, it's not going to
spew.
be 5. It's not going to
Listen,
be 5. I can
Mike,
guarantee you that.
Join the dark side. Let the hate flow through you.
What's
And
all the
say
Star Wars
5
references tonight?
games. 5 games is where Washington will
The
cease
last
to
time,
exist.
the last time this happened, what happened?
What?
When we were talking about the Ducks and the San Jose Sharks at the beginning of the playoffs.
Yeah.
I changed your mind and I was wrong.
Yeah.
Don't listen to him. Listen to me again. This time
So
I'm
you-
not wrong. It's going to go 7.
So wait,
what
that
the
made
fuck?
no- that made no sense.
goddamn
It made
sense.
perfect sense.
No, it didn't.
Trust me. Don't trust him.
But last time I trusted you, I was
you
completely
lost.
wrong.
You browbeated
Yeah,
his
but I-
ass into picking the Ducks.
Yeah, I'm not browbeating him this time. I'm telling him it's going to be 7.
Yeah, but I'm telling him to pick
You're
the
browbeating him this time.
No, I'm
Yes.
no, because he wants to say 5. He wants
I wanted to say 5 before, and I had
yes,
this planned out
and
in my
I'm
head.
convincing him to say 5.
That-
It's what he wishes. I am here for him. I am his support. God damn it!
I'm saying Tampa wins first 2, loses game 3, wins game 4, wins games 5.
It's
And then the
Washington is too good. They don't
But
have
they're
to.
not.
But they are. They don't
they're
have the
not.
President's Trophy pressure on them anymore. So
Yeah,
They don't.
they're
but
playing on a
By
lot,
the way,
lot
quick-
looser. This is what I'm
loosey-goosey.
looking for. This is what I'm looking for. They're playing with no pressure. As much pressure.
Okay, we'll go with that.
I'm with
With
you on
that
that.
being said, quick fact too: the last team to win with the President's Trophy was the Chicago Blackhawks. That is the last team to have accomplished this feat. So, yep, the curse continues and keeps rolling on. So if you're a team that is aspiring to achieve a Stanley Cup in your future, do one thing and do not one other thing. Win a division, but don't win the fucking President's Trophy.
I
Stay
believe-
as fucking far away from it as possible.
Real quick,
It gives
too,
you cancer.
I believe that the Red Wings.
I don't condone that comment.
When we played the Red Wings in the Cup, I believe that they were a President's Trophy winner. So all the years that the Penguins won a Stanley Cup, they beat a President's Trophy winner to at least get there, or beat them in the finals as well. Fun fact.
That is a fun fact.
Because the last 2 seasons,
So-
the Capitals were
President's Trophy
President's
winners.
Trophy winners.
So what you're
And
saying?
if we beat a President's Trophy winner, the Penguins win a Stanley Cup.
There's only
So what you're saying is that the Winnipeg Jets are going to win the Stanley Cup because they just beat the President's Trophy winners. That's what you're saying.
Possibly.
Okay.
I
That's
like the
what-
theory.
Yeah. So with that being said, when we come back, we will try to get some semblance of order, and we will also dive a little bit more into. Let's dive more into. What do you think? Should we bring up more fighters? I love talking about fighters.
You can do fighters.
I'll talk more about fighters. I don't know. We got some comments rolling in on the YouTube about fighters, so we could dive back into
Yeah,
that.
let's do that.
And also, feel free to continue watching us on YouTube. Tragically, though, we do have to walk away from Facebook. However,
We'll miss you.
we will miss Facebook, but for those out there who are watching on Facebook, the show is not over. We are just taking a break. All you have to do is go to the comments. You will find the link for the YouTube in the description. Please click on it, and that way you can enjoy the rest of the show right here on a2dradio.com. But on the other side, we'll talk more about fighters, and I'll tell you all about Gibson Mayer, LLC, your certified public accountants, located at 301 Oxford Valley Road in Yardley, PA. You can give them a call, 215-369-3300. Remember, tax season has passed, but it's going to rear its ugly head again, just like an inevitable NHL year where the Flyers don't win a Stanley Cup. It's going to blow, and you're not going to be prepared for it, and then you're going to be sinking your sorrows in shit tons of whiskey and just depression all around. Don't do it. Don't do it. Get ready, be prepared, and call Gibson Mayer. This is the Hockey Happy Hour on A2DRadio.com, and we will be right back on YouTube after this, and we will see you all next time on Facebook. Peace.
Folks, Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
A2DRadio.com is sponsored by The Sports Outlet for all your sporting needs. Located at 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or email them at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit them on the web at www.sportsoutletinc.com for all your sporting needs. The Sports Outlet.
A2DRadio.com is proudly sponsored by Gibson Mayer, LLC Certified Public Accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Tom and Mike from AM and the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer, LLC, Certified Public Accountants, 215-369-3300, or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's gibsonmayer.com.
Hey, do you need to get your skills in shape? Then contact the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. John Scanzano offers individual, semi-private, and team training lessons in hitting, pitching, catching, outfield, along with turf rentals. The Scanzano Sports Center is equipped with a 31,000 square foot indoor facility, 4 batting cages, and a 4,000 square foot strengthening and conditioning room. So what are you waiting for? Contact the Scanzano Sports Center today.
You're listening to the Hockey Happy Hour, only on A2DRadio.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Hockey Happy Hour. We are live from the BMW Atlantic City Studios here in Mount E from New Jersey. I am Matt Sensudi. This is the Penguin-loving, the man himself, Mikey Klankoff.
The man who's not afraid to cry.
No, he is not. Crying with
You have to show your emotion.
He cries with butterfly
No, you
kisses
bottle it up
playing
like
in
a
the
man.
background.
Sorry.
He cries while listening to butterfly kisses. But anyway. With that being said, Brian, the Darkwing Penguin-loving daily, behind the board.
Whoa, penguin.
Oh, I mean ducks. Well, you know what? You guys were united. So you know what? Maybe you are loving penguins.
Just because we're birds.
Hey, I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be a birdist, but I am saying, just saying. You're not even going to comment on
I'm
it.
done.
You're done?
I give up.
All right, so while he's over there just, shaking his head, just can't believe what he's dealing with right now.
I can't.
We are brought to you by the Sports Outlet. For all your sporting needs, located at 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-939-2030. Email them at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit them on the web at www.sportsoutletinc. You know what? Here, I think you need this. You need a pep. Slam it. You can slam it on the table. .com. Oh, try to do something nice.
It's not as easy as it looks.
I tried to do something nice there. It is acquired skill, I will say. It very
He's
much
been doing it for years.
I have been. I am very well trained and versed in this. You get used to that
Out for
after
the season.
you get used to that after a while, by the way.
You lose feeling in your
After
hands.
like the first 100 times, you start losing that tingling feeling in your fingers, and it's great. But anyway, with that all being said,
Wow. Okay. Sorry, I'm looking through a list here.
so with that all being said, folks,
Who invited
we
this guy?
continue on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one there too.
And this guy's still looking through YouTube right now.
No, I'm just we're going to go into the fighter.
Oh, you're going into the fight
Yeah,
category.
I'm
All right,
just-
all right. So with that being said, all of that, we have just been having a hell of a time through the first one. We desperately trying to get through the Eastern and Western Conference Finals. I think we managed to get through it. I think. Did we? We did.
Yeah.
We all picked our. All right, cool. So our Stanley Cup Finals, we've made our determination for the Western Conference, Eastern Conference Finals. Now we're talking about fighters, and we did have SJM86 who was chiming in earlier on in the first half there. He comes in here, chimes in on the second. He says, for one thing, Paul Stastny looking pretty damn good, which he is on the Winnipeg
That was
Jets
a
right now.
great trade for Winnipeg.
It was absolutely great trade. On top of that, he also says, Scott Stevens, I don't know if you classify him as a fighter, dirty player, whatever, but he was that guy I always said I wish was in a Flyers jersey. Rest in peace, Stevens, destroys Lindars.
I don't know. I had some.
That hurts, Matty.
That does.
That hurts me down to my soul. Like,
The cut's pretty deep.
it took a long, long time to bury that. Lots of empty bottles. That's all I got to say about that. And people think of alcohol. Not even that. Let's just say that I thought there were, aliens running around my house for a while because I took way too many one time. Just saying. Just saying. Not the best route to go. So please, don't wish that back upon me. Please, let me stay off. I've been clean and sober for a good 1 day now. Please, let me get through it again.
Longest stretch of his life, folks.
Yes.
Yes.
Please.
And we're approaching 12 o'clock, so we're almost at 2.
Almost. I almost made it. All right. And then he goes on to say he was a great player, but that edge I always admired from afar. You can appreciate the edge, but the fact is that he wore that disgusting jersey, and he had that sickly attitude of, I just went out there to hurt people. I'm like, fuck you, dude. Went out there to hurt people. Then why the fuck weren't you a goddamn fighter to begin with? That's what he is. He's a dirty player. He's the kind of guy who would not have made it in today's NHL. Let's be honest. Because if he was going out there to hurt people, he would have been thrown out of the league. He would have been fucking thrown right the fuck out of the league.
He was
Simple
playing
as that.
today, probably.
You know? I mean, just saying. Just saying. But I'm pretty sure he's crying all the way to the fucking bank because now he's like the head of talent safety, which is weird. How did that
never
happen? Like,
doesn't make sense.
seriously.
Scott Stevens?
From a oh no, wait a minute. Isn't that Shanahan?
Yes.
It's Brandon Shanahan.
He's in
Last I heard, Scott Stevens was one of the assistant coaches in Minnesota.
Oh no, he is. I don't know why I said that. Anyway, Scott Stevens.
Steven Shanahan.
He's you know what? He was one of the guys who made a big stinker about players not being all that safe. I'm like, coming from the guy who put most people on the bench, I highly fucking doubt that that's a big deal right now. Like, seriously.
Well,
then that's my expert
See,
opinion.
this is all because they don't care. They don't care because it's like, you're a Ducks fan. Scott Stevens never did anything to you.
What?
And
Do you not remember the Stanley Cup Finals?
Game 7.
I remember. I just have to pull that shit out of you
I
because,
felt
God
so
damn
bad
it,
for the
why
Niedermeyer
is it that no
parents.
one hates Scott Stevens as much as I do? God
Because he was a
damn
Devil
it.
and you're a Flyers fan. You're supposed to hate him.
I know, but why don't you hate him? He cost you a Stanley Cup.
He didn't cost me a Stanley Cup. The team as a whole cost me a Stanley Cup. They collapsed in Game 7.
He still hurt Paul Kariya.
It doesn't matter.
I think Paul Kariya would have helped you a little bit.
He would. He did. He didn't miss any time. He doesn't remember the 3 days after the hit, but
Which, by the way, that emphasizes
helped.
the piece of shit moniker for Scott Stevens even more.
But it was the time. It was the way the game was. It was a heavier hitting game back then. They weren't worried about player safety.
Yeah,
I don't hate him.
that's
I don't
true.
hate him for playing his game. He played his game. He didn't play anybody else's game. He played the game the way he knew how to. He played the game hard. He played it physical, and I can't hate him for that. In fact, I actually respect him for it.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
He played the game his way. There's nothing else to really say about it. He played the game his way. Would he be able to get through it now? No, not in today's game.
Yeah.
But
Matty.
it is what it is. I don't hate him.
I
I have no hatred towards the guy.
hate his guts.
He was fun to watch.
Piece of shit.
All right.
Piece of shit. Done and done.
Yes.
All right. On to fighters. All right, so speaking of that, we're just going to keep on talking about grinders and stuff and some of our favorite fighters in the history of the NHL. Because, let's be honest, NHL fighters are awesome. So let's talk about who was like our favorite out of all of them. Who was the guy that
favorite.
who do you think was like your favorite fighter throughout your team history? Who would you say was your favorite?
I enjoyed watching George Peros.
George Peros?
Yeah.
Matthew Barnaby.
Matthew
Barnaby.
There you go. There's a good one.
Did he get jumped by Ron Hextall or Gar Snow and it started some huge brawl against the Sabres?
All I know is once he left Pittsburgh, it was
He
just,
he jumped Gar Snow
not
Snow.
respected
when
at
he
all.
was when he was in Buffalo.
Oh.
Still isn't respected.
Speaking of, we didn't do this yet. We got to give a little bit of love. I completely forgot. We got to give some love to Rob Brendamore for being promoted to the
Yes.
head coach of
Oh,
the
yes.
Carolina
Yes.
Hurricanes.
Hot Rod. Yeah, he's taking over. And
the Brindarmer.
yeah,
Because the only reason why I thought of that is because Brendamore was the first guy to jump in and try and break that up.
Oh, yeah.
Turn that into the
that
whole
is
thing.
true. He was the first one to do it. But yeah, Brendan Moore, man, he's now the head coach of the Carolina Hurricanes, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing. It's a shame too because you know what? Unfortunately, as we go on, people are always going to remember him as a Hurricane. I'm like, when he was a fucking Flyer for so goddamn long, and it pisses me off.
Don't we have his head somewhere around here from Rod?
We
Brendamore
did. I don't know
Appreciation
what the
Night?
fuck happened.
It's around
to
here
be honest
somewhere.
with you, it happens. But you know what? That's what happens though when you bang Lindros's wife. You're gonna get your ass.
But
thrown
what's
out of Philly.
funny,
But anyway,
It's well deserved. He's been a great
Yeah.
assistant coach for the Carolina Hurricanes for having to deal with what he's dealt with over the last few years.
Yeah.
It's a great promotion for him. I don't think there's anybody better really
Yeah.
out there right at this moment. They can't do any worse than Rob Brendamore.
Yeah.
That kind of sounded like an insult, but it really wasn't meant as one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's true. I'm happy for the guy, though.
Let me see
So am I.
here.
He's a good coach.
So we
Yeah.
got a ranking here of the feared fighters. So let me see here if I can bring up the top 10, and we can disagree or agree.
You know what, though? It's all going to be old timers, and,
A lot of
you
them.
know, they're not going to be current guys. So, but another one of my personal favorites is good old Brett Johnson, goaltender for the Penguins that once broke the jaw of Rick DiPietro.
I
Which,
remember
you know what?
that.
Right then and there, though, I actually loved that when he did that because Rick DiPietro is a piece of shit.
Well,
and fucking
DiPietro
deserved
went
it.
towards him, and Brett Johnson's like, really?
But that's the point, though.
And then he-
DiPietro was a piece of shit. He got what was coming
Yeah.
to him. Like, simple
But
as that.
The next game after that was just pure hell. I think, by the way, the next game the Penguins lost 10-3.
Didn't he come off the
Islanders.
bench too to fight somebody?
Eric Goddard came off the bench. He was suspended 12 games for that because was it Suzuki?
But he was
was
involved in
somebody.
that fight though, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, Brett Johnson was back on the ice that night against the Islanders. But I do remember Eric Goddard came off the bench. He was suspended 12 games. I forget who went after Brett Johnson. Brett Johnson went for the puck, and he just crashed right into Johnson, which started a whole nother fight. And that's when, as I said, Goddard came off running off the bench.
God,
go
he
help
lasted a
him.
whole 5 minutes in the league.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
He was a goon, man. He was the pure definition of what a goon was. You put him on the ice not to score goals, not to protect any players. You put him on the ice to go start a fight. That's what he was paid to do. And he did what he was paid to do. He did it illegally, according to the rules of the NHL. Goddard, coming off the bench.
Oh, yeah.
Coming off the bench.
Yeah, he was a nobody.
I mean, I get it. The fight started between Brett Johnson and whoever it was, but the fact that
I
he
can't remember who it was. I'm going to find that out.
came off the bench, skated over to them, and started wailing on Johnson, that's a no-no. It's an automatic suspension, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say my favorite would always have to be, it's got to be Donald Brashear. I mean, Brashear was a fucking animal. When he would fight somebody, he would beat the shit out of them. Like, to the point where Brashear would walk away with not even a scratch on him, too. And the other guy's got, like, his nose has been, like, put to where his chin was. He's got, like, 5 missing teeth. His eye is closed. It's just like, good God almighty, he killed him.
Well, somebody, I think it was Marty McSorley, skidded up behind him and baseball swung a hockey stick at the side of his head. I'd be
There's
I'd
my
be
man,
mad, too.
Max Talbot.
Max Talbot.
He was literally my favorite. He was just a clown. He always got his ass beat.
He always
but
did.
he always fought.
No, you know what the
I
funny
made the
part
mistake
is?
of getting that full
I
jersey.
remember this now that I'm watching this fight. I think this
What a
is,
waste of money that was.
Oh,
who was
it's not the
That
worst
might be
investment
Ruslan
you ever made.
Fedotenko on the ground there. He got boarded and went right to the ground, dropped right to the ground, and somebody on the Islanders was just fucking wailing at him. I'm like, what? And then who is it? Oh,
Well, that's what
Haley?
happens in the
Who
league.
the hell's Haley?
Just-
And then that's when Goddard came off the
Haley.
bench.
Oh, I remember.
oh God, was this 2012?
Like 12?
2012. Okay, yeah.
Who was that? Haley. He was another one.
2011.
I think it was
Michael Haley.
Michael Haley.
He was another one. He was another goon.
Another goon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, one of the other.
Good time.
I still say one of my favorite
Right.
moments. One of my favorite fight moments was still this. Scott Hartnell, when he was on the Flyers, and Sean Avery. They were playing the Rangers, and I will never forget it. The play had just been frozen, and it was right in the Flyer zone. They're getting ready to go for a face-off, and Avery gets chippy with Hartnell, just starts doing this to him. So Hartnell's like, oh, okay, drops his gloves and dropped the motherfucker in 3 hits. I'm like, yep, that proves it right there. Sean Avery's all talk, no bite. He's a piece of shit, and he got exactly what he fucking deserved in that. Okay, that was awesome.
He, in a way, reminds me a little bit of Corey Perry in the sense that he's not necessarily a fighter, but he gets put out on the ice to get under your skin. It's not necessarily that he's sitting there trying to say, oh, I can kick your ass, blah, blah, blah. No. He's out there to get under your skin. He's going to get you to take a stupid penalty.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Corey Perry, in a lot of ways, he was the kind of guy who would very rarely drop the gloves. Avery was the kind of guy who would, if that was like the last fucking resort, he would do it.
Well,
and
Perry
throw
would also
gloves.
fuck with you, too. So,
Yeah.
Corey Perry, he would.
However,
One I remember specifically because I was watching a game and eyes just started laughing. My dad, was like, what are you laughing at? I'm like, nothing. Something in a hockey game. He's like, oh, all right. Corey Perry, during in between a play against the Kings, goes over to Jeff Carter's glove. He's getting a squirt of water, sprays water inside the glove, goes to drink, sprays it in again, and skates away. You just see Jeff Carter pick up the glove and just put it on. Like he would do that stuff. He's more like a prankster. Like he just does stuff to get
Yeah.
under your skin,
Yeah.
get into your head.
Well, I think there was I was watching an old game between the Ducks and the Stars, I think it was, and this was when Dallas was wearing those really shitty jerseys that had the Dallas written across it. And
They just look cheap.
yeah, pretty well, that pretty much shows you the kind of team they had. It was a pretty cheap team too. On top of it,
It's just Dallas.
just Dallas in general. I forget who it was, but someone speared Corey Perry, and Perry just fucked him up. It was like he dropped the gloves, and you just see Perry just flailing, hitting this dude with everything he's got, and the dude goes to the boards. I'm like, Perry just fucked him up. In
Perry
the
could
worst
hold-
way
he could
hold his
possible.
He could hold his own, but yeah, he at the beginning of his career, he was just scoring 30, 40, 50 goals a year.
So
now
wasn't
it's
taking that. You
yeah,
know,
now he's lucky to score 12.
it's bad.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty.
I think
bad.
I just think it's the system that he's in. I don't think Randy Carlisle's system works. I think Bruce Boudreau's system was better.
Hey, David Roscoe's back. And he chimed in, Hartford Whalers should be back in the NHL as an expansion team. That would be great, but it's not happening.
Love you, Dave. It's
Too
going to be
bad
Seattle.
Seattle.
It
yeah.
is Seattle. We all pretty much know it's pretty much Seattle. Wonder what they're going to be called. I don't know if they're going to.
Seattle Starbucks.
They
I think
actually
they're gonna
have
go
the
with
logo, too, and
Metropolitans.
everything.
Because they already bought that name. They bought the uniforms already.
Okay, so they are going to go with the classic route.
I think they are.
I mean, oh God, could you
They
imagine?
bought the. I shouldn't say they bought them. They bought the
Oh,
rights to the name.
Christ, could you imagine if
Mets.
they did
The
this?
Seattle
The
Mets.
Seattle Metropolitans. I don't think
Nah,
they're going to call them
they're
the
not
Mets.
going to
but-
call them the Mets, and they're not going to call them the Metro.
Well, I mean, they already purchased the rights to them.
No,
So.
they'll call them the metrosexuals. That's what they'll call them. The Seattle metrosexuals. They'll all have perfectly coiffed hair before they put on the helmets.
To be a team full of Bryce Harpers? Jesus.
Hey, don't make fun of Bryce Harper.
Why?
I don't care if he's batting 230 right now. Okay?
He's freaking overrated.
no, he's not.
Yes, he
Oh,
is.
God.
He's one of the most overrated players in the league right now.
So
Yes, I said it. Anybody wants to attack me for that one, come at me.
I don't think anybody will because I don't think Washington Nationals fans exist. But anyway,
They do.
most of them are front runners. Let's call it what it is.
They can't be front runners. They've never won.
Right. They've never been in front to be a front runner.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? The funniest part that I have about that team, the day they lost to the St. Louis Cardinals in the first round, and Jason Worth had just gone over there from the Phillies, and he said on ESPN, I think it was that they just won Game 5 or some shit like that, and he said, hey, everybody just need to know we just need to win this game, and now all bets are off. We're going to win it. Very next game, they get eliminated by St. Louis. I'm like, fucking idiot. Just a fucking idiot in complete fashion.
Try to be J-Roll.
Yeah,
Try to be J-Roll.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
Fucking moron.
Good old Jason.
David
Worth.
Roscoe said Seattle Stallions as an expansion team.
The
I don't
Italian
know about
style.
that one. I mean,
I don't know
I
what the
don't
Italian
know.
population is out there.
I don't think it's too heavy in Seattle.
Nah.
Not sure.
I don't think so either. Call them the Seattle Marlies.
Marlies.
Well,
Yeah.
the Marlies
Mariners.
are already a name.
No.
Toronto has the rights to that name.
Oh, that's right. That is the case. But I was going to do it with the Rastafarian colors and everything. What? Bob Marley got big over there. What can I say?
On that note,
Buffalo Soldier plays every time they score, too.
Oh, my
Could you
goodness.
imagine?
They hand out free joints since it's legal in
Buffalo
Seattle.
Soldier.
Complimentary joints to everybody who goes to the game. They would be the best season ticket sellers ever. Hey,
they already sold out.
I'm just saying.
My
It's
season
a con-
tickets came with 20 grams a week.
Yeah, man, far out.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude. It's so fucking awesome. So radical, man.
Help me.
Yeah, that's an organization I don't like already.
Sure. Anyway.
Help me, please.
All right. Is it time?
Yes, it's time.
All right, it's time for last call. All right, so with that being said, we will come back next week if Brian doesn't have a stroke in between this segment and getting home after what we put him through. But we will be back, and we will talk more about either the Western Conference, Eastern Conference Finals. We will also talk about the Stanley Cup Finals because I do believe by the time we're back, unless the series are going to an extended run, we will have the Stanley Cup Finals hammered out and sorted out, and we'll we'll see who's walking away with their respective conference championship and who will be representing their conference in the Stanley Cup. With that being said, this was all brought to you by Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. That's how you do it. With that being said, we will see you all next week right here on A2DRadio.com. From all of us here, have a good night, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Deuces.